Yeah.
We should spark ours right now.
You're right, bro.
Okay.
If we time it perfectly.
Oh fuck! You know what? Get the fucking long one. It's right there by the micro. By the micro.
The Long John Silver?
Yeah. The barbecue one.
That's insane, man.
The micro, we said?
So we live right
Yeah,
now.
it's right
huh?
there by the microwave.
Camera's live and oh fuck. Camera's live and rolling, huh?
Yeah.
So y'all caught that right now.
No cuts, dude.
No cuts. You
That's
fuck
the
up, we're
one
keeping
here,
it in
no
here.
And that's the bottom line.
You say the N word, we're keeping it in here.
Fuck, dude. I'm just uploading that.
I had a lighter, bro. I had a lighter on me. Here it is. I ain't just digging in, you know.
Alright, you folks ready?
Let's get it.
Hey, folks are ready.
If we do this just in time, bro, we might just be able to,
Save the planet.
you know. Yeah.
This feels like the power of friendship.
It does, bro.
This is definitely a ritual, like a culturally relevant ritual somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is definitely happening unironically
hmm
in real time.
Shout out to all the shamans, by the way. You know, making shit happen behind the scenes.
It's been a long time, Weez. I went the whole of Lent without any mind shifting substances.
The whole. What do you mean? What do you mean?
For Lent.
Lent. Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay, that is right. See, that's kind of where I just exposed myself, bro. Because I am religious, but I pray before I sleep, man. But I'm not. I can't say I'm I'm as involved as I want to say, man. But Lent, okay, so that means you're going 40 days, no smoking, no drinking.
Yeah, I already did it.
Wow, bro.
I did it, and
So when'd you break the seal?
the next
Let's
day.
get a round of applause for
421.
Honestly, bro, a little round of applause.
I don't know. Just pick one in. There you go.
Yeah.
Get Hey, we need to ask Trey, fool. The constant dilemma.
Bro, that's honestly it's say though. Big salute to you, man. I was just talking about that. Fasting is crazy
Dude, fasting is crazy, man.
because it's a form of fasting, bro. What you just did, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
My guy, that's perfect. I like it, man. No, that's honestly sick as fuck, bro. Because man, I was just saying that on the drive back. It was like a 5-hour drive yesterday. And we were just yapping, bro. I played all my music like 100 times already. We're talking about fasting, and then we're saying like, man, that's pretty much you saying like, hey, all right, so let me give you some back story. Soul was saying that when you fucking crave sugar, the actual factor behind that is you have tapeworms, bro, that are asking you for sugar. Like everybody has some sort of parasite, and apparently when you crave something sweet, that's like your parasite's asking for something sweet, like sugar.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, bro, I got to start fasting. And then my brother told me about fasting and how like, yo, bro, that's pretty much like you saying, hey, I'm controlling my body, man. You know, when you get hangry, you got to fucking eat. You're like, nah, man. You know, fasting is pretty much you say, nah, I'm in control.
I've only done full day fast, like 24
like
hours.
24 hours. Yeah, me too.
And I eat a big breakfast, and then I'm good. But I haven't done like days of not eating. Like,
Bro.
This fool did it, right? You did it, something like that.
I did. I went on 3 days with just eating fruit and drinking water.
What?
Because it wasn't even for Lent or nothing like that. There was no religious behind it.
Yeah, just
I am religious, but I do praise Almighty. But it was strictly just because I was like
trying to see the health benefits behind it.
I'm just like, dude, my diet's so shit.
Let me reset.
Like, yeah, it was a reset, and just 3 days of just nectarines, green apples,
Oh shit.
bananas,
That's crazy.
That's solid as fuck, man.
strawberries, and it's like I felt like I just kept eating. I was like, dude, why do I feel like it's not enough?
Yeah, bro.
By day 3, I was like, I felt like my stomach felt hella weird, and I will tell you though, like my passing waist,
Mhm.
easy. I
Yeah.
felt like I was never been a healthier
there you
number
go.
2 than ever.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna tell you right now. In this day and age, a healthy gut, gut health is a big flex, bro.
You fuck with the microbiomes or whatever?
Yeah, that's right, man.
You know what I'm
That's
talking
right,
about?
bro. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, you don't want to,
All right, let's start the podcast before we get too crazy.
Oh shit! I thought this was the podcast, bro.
No, this is great. This is the preamble,
right,
whatever
that's solid.
George Washington said.
Okay. Let's do it, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Slow Burn Hour. I'm your host, Donnie Blue, and to my left is your other host.
What up, baby? It's Mage. How we doing?
We're doing great. We're doing beautiful. Today's guest, like many of our guests, is an artist from the 209 area.
Yeah. Shout out the Valley, man.
Producer, rapper, videographer, man, dare I say.
Yeah,
I said
bro.
it, man.
Yeah.
The one and only Iron Chef Weez.
My
How
dog.
you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. Yeah. I was like, let me get that. Nah, bro, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good, y'all. That was a dope ass intro, man. I love how on point you guys are, bro, because people are gonna take you as serious as you take yourselves. So this is honestly dope as fuck. It's my first time here, and we've been wanting to do this, man. But yeah, I go by Iron Chef
This
Weez,
is
yo.
the first time that we met in person in Merced/Atwater.
Was it? I could have swore.
I feel
my
like
first time.
we had to have been here together.
I could think about it. I remember the first time we met, bro, because this is just like a fucking memory just implanted in my head, you know. But when we first met, you told me I had a New York accent, and I was like, "That's crazy. I've never heard that in my life." You did. It was in Soul's Garage, bro. It wasn't.
Yeah,
I told you you had a New York accent?
Yeah, he was like, "Bro, you have like a New York type of accent." I was like, "That's sick as fuck, man." That's hella cool.
Yeah,
But it was
that's
100% Los Banos, bro. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember Soul was just like, "Bro, these two cool ass artists are pulling up just to cook up."
That was a monumental day. I really enjoyed
That was a good
the
day.
fact that I was able to be in the room with a bunch of great artists before we even like started really hitting the ground, you know? Everybody was just barely like everybody had their own thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just different after that moment. After that moment, you really seen that okay, everybody's taking their own path now. You know, everybody's.
Hell yeah, man.
You really saw who's the ones that are gonna stay and who just want to do it for fun. You know.
Yeah, bro. The time tells all, man.
The time.
That's
Yeah.
hella sick as fuck, because you're right. That was when I first started getting into it, like taking it seriously. So, you know, the homies already had some time in the game, so I was just trying to prove myself, honestly. Like, bro, I'm new to this, but like, you know, I'm trying to show them I got something to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was exactly when we met. It's exactly when I met a lot of people, bro. Like a lot of people, and like you said, it's dope to see who's still here. You know, because some people, you know,
And the new people
and the new people, bro.
that
That's
you
sick
just
as fuck.
find out, like, whoa. And
Yes,
then
bro.
all of a sudden, it's a whole ecosystem. Like, how do we even get here?
Yes, bro.
But
And
I
to
fuck
the-
with it, man. It's
and to
awesome.
the new people, stick with that shit, man. You know, there's learning curves and all that.
Sheesh.
That was crazy.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was you?
Oh yeah, it was like a fucking burp.
So, but never in Merced, huh?
Nah, but I feel like they had to have
They were.
been in
No,
this
no,
area.
no, no. No Filter Fest.
There you go.
No
Yeah.
Filter
That's
Fest.
what it was.
That wasn't when we first met.
No,
was it?
Nah.
it wasn't. But like y'all came,
Yeah.
To
y'all were
Merced.
here in Merced. We were
Yeah.
here. Y'all even came to Suarez's house after.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
I
sick
remember.
as fuck, bro. That was so dope.
Danny V performed. Everybody in the Underdogs performed at, well, who was the Underdogs at that
At
point.
that
It's
time.
crazy right now where you guys are at.
That's sick, man.
Dude,
Thank
you guys
bro.
like doubled the numbers.
hella fast too, bro.
How does
Like,
that feel? As a member of the group, how does that feel?
It's dope, bro, because like everyone that just got added on is someone you just like, oh yeah, instantly hit it off. You know, like met you on the first day, but it's like, oh, I already know this. That's the homie. You know, that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what the energy was that they brought throughout the whole day.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, bro. That was hella fun. Like, it's always on some like, oh, pull up again, and then it's hella funny because we never really ask anybody to be on the team. We're just like, yeah, bro, just throw that Underdawgs thing on your page, bro.
Nice.
You know, throw that Underdawgs thing on you. We're gonna start, you know, posting your videos on our page
Yeah.
and just fuck with us.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
hella
start
sick.
repping the dogs, man.
Yeah, man, it's dope to see everybody come out of it. You know, like obviously from the jump, at least from my memory, I don't know before what my memory of Underdogs is. You know, maybe you can help me out with that.
Yeah.
But what I know is you, Joel,
Joel and Soul.
Soul,
Bro. Yeah.
and then Danny V later,
Mhm.
a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Not too far after that I seen y'all three as Underdogs. Y'all inducted him.
Yeah,
bro.
inducted him
We
into
jumped
the-
him in, bro.
Initiated
Put him,
him. Yeah.
put him on.
I remember that was a dope day. That was Soul Day, wasn't it?
It was Soul Day, bro. That's
Yeah.
right. And that was sick because he drove all the way from, like I said, from Watsonville which
Yeah.
like we mob out there all the time now, but at the time it was like, damn, this fool kind of he took a little journey to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was sick, bro. He showed us some sick ass music. He showed us, yeah, bro, just pretty much that he was an asset, bro. He can do it all. He could shoot his own videos. He can make beats. He can fucking kill it on the mic, like rapping or singing. And then he brought Irv too, bro. Irv I Am, bro. So that's honestly like the dynamic duo, bro. DJ I Am, just Irv Gotti. Shout out to Irv, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
you know?
He's a dope ass person,
Bro,
Every time I talk to him, he's always whole
he's-
100.
He's always, man. He's the guy behind the scenes, bro, and he never asks for any fucking shout outs or nothing, bro. It's so dope as fuck because he knows he's fucking, he's making the machine run behind, with the boards. He's literally doing every show, and that's sick as fuck.
Yeah, man, that's
you know?
crazy.
We did our show in Vallejo. I was like, well, like you're the only guy I want to do this, bro.
Yeah.
Tops. And it was sick. Danny and Irv came, and yes, bro, it was us 4, us 5, and then a little bit after that, man, probably gonna say like a year later, of us just cooking and just trying to figure out how to work as a team. An artist just tapped in with me, hella random. His name was Tony, and he was like, bro, y'all are dope as fuck. I got this sick ass song I'd love for you to be on. And I feel hella bad, man, to this day because I didn't know Tony P is what I'm talking about. I didn't know him at the time, man. And I'm just like, we're over here trying to figure this shit out, how to figure out how to eat off rapping and shit. And I was like, yeah, bro, no, shoot, yeah, this is my feature price, that's what made me fuck with him because he was like, respect, bro. Like, yeah, let's do it. It's business.
Uh-huh.
And then I heard the song afterwards and it was fire as fuck. It's called For the Love of Music. And I showed Soul and I showed Danny and I showed, you know what? I'm skipping, but we'll get back to it. But I showed Roscoe as well because Danny brought Roscoe too.
Mm.
And they were all like, bro, this guy's dope as fuck. So we made the song and then we reached out. We're like, bro, let's shoot a video to this because that's how much we like the song.
Yeah.
And then Soul met him and then it was just, boom, we just hit it off. He came, but I hella skipped Roscoe, bro. But that is, that's part of the Watsonville collective.
Yeah.
Right there. Them motherfuckers are just killing it.
Yeah, Roscoe was the first one I think that I
After
that I
Danny.
seen that y'all inducted, and he was just already different. He was so different.
He's a fucking
Man,
maniac,
his
bro.
But-
music is crazy,
He's a
bro.
maniac, dog.
Dude, versatility.
Yes, dude.
He's a maniac. He's
Yeah.
a maniac. Shout out Roscoe. But
He
I really
thinks-
love how y'all really do complement each other regardless of what type of music you guys do. Like, Roscoe will have his own flavor.
Bro, it's
But when
insane.
you guys come together, you guys know how to do the project. Like, you guys
Yeah.
know how to do your part
Yeah.
and make one fucking thing.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't like using the word compromise, but we do kind of compromise, We're like, hey, but you do this, you do that. Let's meet right here. Try to make some fire, And then
That's
it
sick.
always ends up coming out cool.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, man. It's been dope as fuck. Yeah, we added Tony. Recently, the homie Jacob, which is Jenkins Ave. And
Oh,
then,
yep.
Yeah, and then as of late right now, it's the homie Almani. And
Oh, okay.
he's coming out of Oakland, and he's dope as fuck, too. He makes some fire-ass music, and it was the same thing. He showed us a sick-ass song, Soul shot a video, and it was like, he's got it, Whatever it is, he's got it, bro. But he's nice with it. Cool-ass dude, humble, but he gets to work. And that's pretty much the story for, everyone around me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
That's dope, man. I mean, that's right now. Obviously, there was a time before you even linked up with the Underdogs, before you were an Underdog yourself. I mean, how'd that come up?
Bro, it's fucking crazy how fast that shit happens because I started making beats. I think about it now. And I'll just be like, damn, man, I'm still doing this. I'm still learning. That's kind of always my mindset. Like, oh, man, I'm still learning how to do all this. But I'm like, oh, shit, bro. I started doing this in 2014 is when I started making beats. So it's like, I already know it, but I never feel like, oh, man, I'm the master. You've mastered this. I've never felt like I've mastered something, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm still like that's still my mentality. But I've been doing it, bro, making beats, like 12 years now, maybe even more. But I started rapping before I met the Underdogs in 2020.
Oh,
I made
okay.
like 2 songs ever, like dropped. It was one with my friend Dion, and then one that I think I produced. And then after that, I was like, man, I'm
not for you.
gonna just stick to making beats.
Okay. Why
But
was that though? What was that
I
thought
just-
process like?
I think it was just because I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any artists around me, bro. I was literally just me out of my friend group making music.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this is dope, bro. Hell yeah. And I was like, there was no like, keep going. Or,
Yeah.
like somebody, people with similar ideas or fucking, the fucking inspiration towards music. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just stick to making beats and sending them to rappers. But I never liked, at least the rappers I was sending them to, never did them justice.
Mm.
Yeah.
So one day during COVID, yeah, bro, I saw Our Soul just popped up on my feed on Instagram, and I was like, this is dope as fuck. This guy could rap. And he was saying, you know, I think he was like talking about the 209 in his verse. But yeah, bro, it was my first time ever, bro, like reaching out to somebody like, hey, I make beats. You should let me send you some shit. Because I don't know why in my head I thought that was corny. But yeah, I sent him some beats. He was like, yo, these are fire. And then, like, I'm not even lying, like 3 days later, he sent me a song featuring Joel and a music video. He didn't even send me the song, a file. He just sent me a music video with the song and then fucking murdering it. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, from not ever even fucking with music to, like, now having something physical you can show your homies. Like, bro, check this shit out.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope, bro. Like, I remember that feeling for sure. Because now it's just like, shit, bro. Y'all have done a million videos. I've done a fucking million videos.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
But the first fucking time, I was like, damn, these guys fucked with my song and built something crazy.
Yeah.
And then Soul and Joe were like, yeah, bro, you make dope-ass beats. Pull up again. And then we just pulled up, and I met them for the first time. And then I showed them some more beats that I made. And then they were like, hey, bro, do you rap? And I was like, nah, not really. And I was like, I mean, I do got these 2 songs. And I showed them the songs, and they were like, oh, bro, this is fire. Like, I think you could rap. And then, yeah, they just asked me to hop on, you know, some songs with them. And then, yeah, bro, pretty much the rest is history.
Yeah, that's so fire, man.
But it was 2020.
2020.
That's so dope. You know, that circle fucking, like, is like, no, rap.
It's a blessing,
Rap.
man.
They said rap.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy to think
and
about.
to see, like, bro, you are everywhere. I see you always spitting.
Thank you, man.
In a lot of events. There's not one time I don't see you on my feed where you're at some type of event. Like there's, I can't even name them because I don't know the names of them. You know, I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
But I just know that I see you. You're on it's like a presentation type shit, man.
Thank
It's
you,
like
man.
like if it looks like it's like on some interview, like background type thing.
Thank you,
It's
bro.
like you're in there, but you're with your raps.
Just
you know?
outside, man. Right.
You're really putting your bars on there. I seen the bars on Wheels one.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
bro.
Man, when we saw that one, we were like, damn,
We were like, oh,
let's go.
shit.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
That shit was so
crazy.
fucking
Thank you,
dope.
man. Thank you, bro. That shit was so fucking fire, man. Because, I for sure, I've been watching them since like it started, you know.
Yeah.
So I remember just seeing the concept because you're always rapping, bro. We were taking a road trip. You're always rapping with your homies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hella funny because I'm not even joking. I'd always be like, bro, it'd be sick as fuck. Like the concept, like, bro, you know, you're always rapping and you're like, fuck, that was fire. I wish somebody would have recorded. We should have had the camera rolling.
Yeah.
So when I saw Bars on Wheels like years ago, like 2-3 years ago, I was like, bro, they're fucking doing it. That's sick as hell. So it's like never would have thought it would get that big. And then me just fucking, I reached out like a long ass time ago, bro. And then the homie from LA, he's a really sick producer named Dot Wave.
Oh yeah.
He got in contact with one of the Underdog homies. I forgot who, but somehow, bro, we just started working with each other, and he was sending them beats, Bars on Wheels, like the team beats for their show.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, you got to check out the Underdogs, and that's pretty much how that the bridge.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So
What?
he fucking for sure helped with that,
That's sick.
Wow.
and then I was like, yeah, bro, check out some of our music, and then he was fucking with some of the tracks I had, and he was like, bro, I'm doing an event in the Bay Area for the first time ever, and I'm gonna hit up as many artists as I can, but if you can pull up to San Francisco in the morning at this time, like, bro, we'll try to get you in. And I was like, fuck it. I just took a solo trip and then ended up working out, but it was dope, man. It was hella fun.
How was that morning, like, you know, that drive to the Bay?
Yeah.
How was that feeling?
I was nervous as fuck, man, because they were already they already blew up, you know.
Yeah.
It was last year, so they were already having some really cool artists. I was learning about dope artists off that platform, so I was like, damn, man, I'm seeing artists from all over America. That means everyone from all over America is gonna see me. Like, that's what I'm driving, you know, thinking like, fuck, man. And then when I got there, no, the drive was cool. I was just trying to keep my cool. I was playing the song I was gonna perform because it wasn't a freestyle, it was a performance. And someone got at me on that, bro, in the comments. They're like, bro, this is not a freestyle, man. I was like, it says it's a performance, damn it.
Read the shit.
Read the shit. But it was sick, bro, because I was just rehearsing my shit, you know. I just had the beat going. And then when I got there, we pulled up to the spot. And I pulled up to this, like, white, it was like the sick old school, like, I think it was like a Mercedes. But when I got there, it was like pull up at 11:30. I'm like, all right, it's 11:25. You know.
Shit.
I see the van pull up, and then the artist that comes out was you guys heard of the Snack Sensei? That guy's name is Grando. He's from SF.
Yeah.
The Snack Sensei. He's just I think he's a Latino cat, but he has like braids and he's just all over.
Yeah.
But he's a pretty cool artist too. But yeah, I see him everywhere. So I was just like, oh, that's hella cool. Like I recognize him. And then I dabbed him up, and I was like, bro, I'm next. And he was like, good luck, bro. You got it.
Oh shit.
And then when we got in there, yeah, I met the guy Manny, and it was cool. Man, I'm an asshole because I just met him yesterday, bro. Also the other homie, and I always forget his name, bro. But they're fucking dope as hell. They make that shit, you know. They make that shit work. They're hella professional. As soon as you get in,
Yeah.
we got camera 1, camera 2, main camera on you. We're gonna do this one take. If you like it, we'll stick with it. If not, we'll do another. But just try to look at every camera when you're dropping your punchlines. You make it exciting. I was like, fuck, let's do it. And then
Okay.
I did it. Hey, one take, Jake, man. I did it on one try.
Hell yeah.
And I felt confident about it. But what's fucked up is that he does not show you your performance.
Oh damn.
He's like, all right, but right on. We're gonna get this, cracking, and then as soon as it's ready, I'll send you like the collaboration link. But
Oh, right away. You don't get to see any
you
of
don't
it.
get to see any of it.
Dang.
But it ended up, I was confident on the performance, and it looked like he already saw it, and he was confident. They liked it, so I was like, right on. And then when that shit dropped, man, it was like, fuck, let's go. It was months later too, bro. I damn near thought it wasn't gonna come out
Oh.
because it was like 3 months later. But I guess he was busy.
Yeah.
He was working on other events and the other hundreds of artists he's fucking editing for.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And then yeah, bro, that just kind of led up to pretty much what we had going on this week. And it was cool.
And how was that? It was like a cipher thing, right?
It was sick, bro. It was sick. So again, the Bars on Wheels, they had reached. They made a post like 2 months ago, and they were like, any producers, anybody want to do live, beat showcasing. And I was like, bro, I mean, I've done Flip a Beat Club once. That was when you took me,
Mhm.
and then I've done it twice. The first time was when you showed me it, and then I went in SF,
Oh, the neck of the woods.
neck of the woods, yeah. And I was like, bro, I've done it twice. I kind of I have an idea of how to do it. So I was like, fuck it. I reached out to him. I was like, bro, like, I got you. I'll make the drive if you can cover gas, and then I'll just, I'll play the beats. And he was like, bro, let's do it. And he told me like a month and a half in advance. But it was one of those situations, bro. It's like when you apply for something you have no experience in, bro.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
like, fuck. They gave me no
Light on
interview.
your resume and shit.
Yes, bro. I was like, no interview, bro. It was just straight to you got the job. So I was like, fuck. Because
Yeah.
I make the beats on, the MPC. I'm pretty sure with my gear, you can't do live showcasing, and if there is, it would probably just be me loading each beat onto a fucking,
Yeah.
into a pad, trying to figure it out. I always wanted the SP, so I was like, fuck it, man. This is like my sign to pull the trigger.
Uh-huh.
So I just grabbed that thing and I just tried to I was like, fuck it, bro. I got to go do a crash course on this. So I reached out to you.
Yeah.
And I was watching those videos a lot, man. A lot of the ones that you put me onto, like damn near for like a whole day.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I learned how to play some beats on there. How to do smooth little endings, and then I stemmed them out. You just
nice.
drum, bass, and main sample,
Fire.
or main fucking synth or whatever.
Yeah, that's sick.
So I just
So you were like triggering the whole thing?
Yeah.
So you're like intro, and then you
I had
trigger the
a-
drums on the.
I just made 16 bar loops for everything, for the drum, for the bass, for the sample, and then if I added any other effect, like
Yeah.
maybe some chords or.
And you do it in pattern mode, or how did you?
I
do
was
it?
just in pattern mode,
That's
bro. Just in pattern mode, bro.
crazy.
Yeah, literally just as soon
Yeah.
as I turned it on, I was like, oh, for sure,
Okay, yeah, I guess.
But like I said, bro, I don't even know how to make a new project or like how to move through. I don't know. I literally just turned it on. I'm like, thank God it's still here. Like, thank God it's.
Hey, I like about that though, because if you have an SD card in it and you import a sample
Mhm.
and you take the SD card out, the
They
sample's
stay
still
in.
in there.
Yeah, they get imported straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick. Bro.
It's
That
so
is
cool,
sick.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But to say, like, man, I'm not gonna lie. There was one or two hiccups where I would play a beat and I was like, oh man, I hit this bass slightly off beat, but only I could hear it.
Okay.
I'd just be able to like, okay, let me turn that off and then bring it back. Like at the right time. So there were little things that I noticed, but besides that, bro, it looked like everyone was fucking with it, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone was killing it. I didn't even get a chance to listen to like some of the bars they were dropping because I was like, I can't fuck this up. I'm doing it live.
Yeah.
But it was fun as fuck, bro. Everyone had a good time. They were
That's sick, man.
you know,
Yeah,
they were
I
showing me
bet.
some props.
It sounds
look cool,
it sounds
man.
very inspiring. It sounds super dope. I'm sure. Dude, when you go through something like that, are you ready to right back into the booth?
Yes, bro. Every
Fresh
time,
shit, yeah.
every time I go to LA, man. Honestly, anywhere I go, like even if it's in the Bay Area and it's just at a sick ass music, you know,
Yeah.
just the music.
What
music
is your
related.
writing process anyway? I don't think I've ever asked you personally what your writing process is.
Damn, bro. You know what's fucking crazy is that.
Heavy questions here in the slow
No,
burn
that's
hour.
that's.
Oh yeah, that's the weed talking. That's the weed talking.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man. I don't even know my writing process, man.
Like you just play the beat.
That's
Are you
deep.
playing it? Are you writing in the whole set during the whole session? You hear the beat, or are you spreading that out? You know.
I will say, bro, I have to write by myself. I don't know why, man. Like I get like hella like self-conscious when I see everybody writing and then they're like done. Or you know, like
Hey,
it
that-
feels
it's
like the,
always
it
like
feels,
that,
it feels
man.
like the test, huh?
Dude,
like,
like
you start
15
seeing people
15
get up.
minutes later,
"You know, I'm
bro."
still on question 5.
like
Yeah,
15
exactly.
minutes later they're like done. I'm gonna go lace this. I'm like fuck. I'm the slowest writer out of the whole entire Underdogs. I can tell you that right now. It'll take me like, if it's a beat, then I'm like, all right, bro, I'm feeling this. This is cool. It'll take me at least like a day.
Okay.
You know, if I'm like, and that's if I feel like comfortable with just everything I already wrote down. Or like, all right, this is all working out. But there'll be days where I'm like, I spent the whole day writing this, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, this is garbage. So I gotta, I gotta scrap it, bro. Like it's so fucked up. I don't know why.
So you physically throw away the paper.
Yeah, bro. And it's just, I know they say like all artists are kind of, self-critics, but I mean, I do it bad, man. I do it really bad on myself. But there are like, a lot of times where I'll just hear the beat and like, boom, instantly, bro. I could damn near freestyle to it. So then I'm like, let me write this all down. Like I'm just instantly hearing rhymes, a flow just instantly catches.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. That's the best feeling. So I guess to break it down, it'll probably take me a day to write something that I'm really fucking with, Probably like if I fucking really lock in. Just because I don't know why, man. Maybe it's just from me still feeling like I'm transitioning from making beats to rapping, but maybe I don't. Like I said, I don't want to make that an excuse neither. I don't know, man. I think it's just I have a hard time feeling confident with the first, with the ideas. The first thing I think of, I'm like, nah, let me see. I can't go with the first option. What else do I got? But everybody else, bro, they just already figured it out, man. It's like, all right, this sounds fire. Let's write it down. This sounds fire. Let's write it down. And I'm sure they can just stop and be like, nah, let me try to switch this up. But they're like, nope. The point is to keep it pushing forward,
You
So-
think it's a different mindset type of thing?
Yeah. So that's what my mindset's got to be.
It-
Okay.
It definitely reflects in the music because I
Thank
don't
you,
think
bro.
I've ever heard anything that was short of great. I
Thank
can't
you,
even
bro.
say mediocre about anything you've done. Everything's been. I feel the purpose behind your lines
Mhm.
and your performance.
Thank you, bro.
Like
That's-
you're not even like aggressive with it. You just smooth with it, but the shit you say is real to you. It's authentic, and
Thanks,
I mean,
bro.
it leaks through.
Thank you, bro. Definitely owe it to, the music I listen to, the people around me. I see everyone's working, everyone's grinding, so I'm like, bro, no one ever wants to feel like the weakest link, bro. And it's
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's like the self pressures we put on each other.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true, man.
because everybody else, like you said, bro, everyone else, it's always love.
Yeah, that's how I feel with him, bro. Like he be on his grind, and then I'll be like, okay, it does help me like try to get my shit together. Or other times where I'm sure I'm getting down to the nitty gritty, getting like fucking 10 songs done, and I'm just
sick.
showing him, and when I'm sure he's just ready to go right after that,
Dude, he sends me something. I'm like, all right, I got to get up and make some shit now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
feel like I send him back, and I feel the energy through the fucking phone signals get to him. And I already know he's pissed right now.
You
He's gonna make a song right
you
now.
sense his reaction, like, fuck.
For sure.
Dude,
As soon as
'cause-
it says received, huh?
Yeah, it fucking, it's so inspiring. Like this is my guy. This is my guy. This shit wouldn't be running without him. This shit, I would be in a different space. I don't even know where the fuck I would be without him.
Yeah.
Without my girl. Without my family around me, bro. Like
what
real
I'm talking
talk.
about.
Real talk. This dude.
Without Mac G.
I was about to say that right
Mac
now. I was
G.
like,
Without
shout out
Mac
Mac
G,
G too,
man.
because
Yeah.
these folks, and also
And also,
Also,
these folks
cool
like
as fuck.
they really like help me put my life better on track. I was fucked up before I even met you. You know, like I was in a deep fucking fucked up spot. But these guys really pulled me out, made me become better in the man I am today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking always gonna rock with this guy.
Man,
right
we
here.
need an applause for that one, bro.
Yeah, we do, bro.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah. Friendship is cool, damn it. I said that all weekend, bro. I'm not even lying.
That's the clip. That's it. Friendship is cool. Iron Chef Weez on SlowBurnHour.
It is, bro. Put that on a shirt.
Honestly. Every once in a while, this fool drops a freaking Oscar-winning, not Oscar, just a fucking, I don't know, a performance award for his monologues, dude. I'm like, damn. Every, like, other week, this was like, I don't know. It was some fucking Martin Luther King shit happening right there,
That's
man.
dope, man.
That was motivational. I would, you know, they put like the intense music in the background
Yeah.
on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro. Like,
I'm
yeah.
It's like a flow state, bro. You know.
Yeah.
That's hella.
Oh yeah, that was
All
cool.
right, but
What
I
were
do
we
want to
talking
ask.
about?
I do want to ask because you were talking about how dope the team is and how they kind of put you in the place you are right now.
Yeah.
You know, in a good place. But yeah, I'm gonna ask y'all the question now because when I met y'all, I'm like, this is the team. We got producer, rapper.
Yeah.
So was that always how it was? Is that how it started, or was you already like submerged in? I'm a rapper producer. Like, how did that start?
Rapper
bro?
producer?
How did y'all start? I guess what I'm
Oh,
asking is
okay.
how did y'all start making the music, man?
Man, whew, we never had this conversation. That's crazy.
If we did, I was fucking 4 years ago, 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Wow.
we met.
Well, we just did this, but we can do it again.
Yeah. You go first this time.
Okay.
This is your show, bro. You probably gotta do this a million more times. dude.
Honestly,
the
bro.
next one and the
The-
next one after
Yeah.
that.
The viewers would be like, "Ah, we get it." Anyways, so I grew up with him. Obviously, we're blood family, cousins.
Okay, I
grew
do
up with
remember
him.
that.
And we were pretty close, young, but around 14, when we go into the same high school, but I went in as a freshman. He was already a sophomore.
Okay. Well, he's older. I did not know that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And basically, after school, my parents were working, so I went to his apartment. It was within walking distance of the school, and we walked back to his apartment, and then he would just show me music, dude. Like,
That's sick.
he put me on to the first artist he ever showed me was Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They
That's
Reminisce
fucking-
Over You.
What the fuck, bro?
And then I was like, what the?
The fact that you showed him that is fuck. It's crazy.
It was
young,
because I
young
know
as fuck.
the first time I heard it, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, I heard it. At my
Yeah,
mind,
exactly.
My mind exploded, dude. I was like, how did he do this? And he's like, that's Pete Rock. I was like, I love Pete Rock. He's the fucking GOAT.
Yeah.
To this day.
That's
Anyways,
sick, bro.
so I started researching Pete Rock.
Yeah.
Got into Jay Dilla, Madlib, and you know that
Yeah.
Pete Rock
The rabbit hole.
goes to everybody.
The rabbit
you know
dance,
what I mean?
bro. When you look him up.
And then he would put me onto West Coast, DJ Quick,
Yeah.
Spice One,
Yes. Sir.
fucking MC8,
Yep.
and from there, the rabbit hole of Pete Rock and all that, and I was like, okay, that's crazy. And then eventually, I got a drum pad, MPD 218,
Sick
and
as
but
fuck.
it's just a MIDI controller. But I didn't know. I was like, that looks like an MPC. I want that. You know,
Oh, you just bought it, but it's one of the
Yeah.
analog ones. Like
Mhm.
no plug-in.
it's a controller. So I got it, and I was like, okay, what the hell is this? But it came with Ableton.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I
sick.
got Ableton.
Oh my god, bro.
Got Ableton, and then that goes into that, and basically it was just a drum pad, 16 pads,
Mm-hmm.
and started making beats. I had a piano at that point, like just from Walmart,
Yeah.
a freaking standard, like it just has random preset sounds on
Mhm.
it, and I was playing the piano into Ableton, and then like
Sick as fuck.
learning how to chop drums and samples and all that,
That's so dope.
and
man.
then you go ahead now.
Yeah.
So that was his end. I'll
So
do
you,
mine.
you saw him making the beats now.
Yeah, this is So I'll go back a little before that.
Yeah.
I was not into rapping at all, but I loved rap. Like I loved it. Like ever since I listened to it, you know, I was listening to before Mac G actually had put me on to all the old school shit. So shout out to him because he's the one who put me on to the 90s hip hop.
That's crazy as fuck, man.
So before that though, I was listening to Weez, Mac, who's that? Who was what I say last time? It was
Who's
Kanye and,
yeah.
and Lil Wayne.
Lupe.
Lupe
Lupe.
Fiasco's fire.
And man, I thought Lil Wayne was so sick. I damn near wanted to be Lil Wayne, you know? Like, I'm sure every little kid seeing Lil Wayne, you know, he's like, he's the fucking rapper. He's
Yeah,
the
bro.
GOAT at the time. And this is like, he's like, at this time, he's like, I'm not Tupac, I'm the new Pac.
Oh, what the fuck?
You know, and I was little as fuck. And
Lil Wayne
then-
is a monster, bro. He has
Hey, he
Crazy list of
really
classics.
named that. He took it and he fucking went for it and grabbed it. I
Mhm.
think so. But after that, he ended up hearing like some songs I was listening to, and he's like, "Man, let me put you on some real shit."
what the fuck?
So he infested my PSP with just a bunch of '90s West Coast hip hop,
Just downloaded hella shit on there.
hella shit. It was like a lot of Warren G.
That's
It was
sick as fuck.
NWA, or Ice Cube, Eazy-E.
Let's go.
It would be Snoop Dogg, Dogg Pound,
Mhm.
Nate Dogg, of course. A little bit of East Coast, like one Wu-Tang song, couple
Okay.
Biggie songs.
That's sick.
And then from there, it was like, I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
It was,
This is the
I
90s
wanted to
era.
listen to it all the time. Bone Thugs as well. Bone Thugs is what made me start smoking weed. Because I was hearing the weed song,
Yeah.
Bud Smokers Only, Buddha
I get
Lovers.
high I'm still high from the last song. That one.
I'm so high.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that was it. I was like, what the fuck is weed?
What the
Why they make it sound so cool?
man? Oh, wow. That's insane.
So I was just listening to it. Even my pops would be like, hey, he'd be playing Snoop Dogg. He'd be playing more Mike Jones, maybe a little more modern, but still rap in there.
Yeah.
And he would be always telling me, he's like, he started beatboxing. He's like, spit some.
Oh,
trying to get me to rap. I'm a
damn.
little ass kid, like 10, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to rap. What the fuck? And just like, come on. Or he like, trying to get me to do it multiple times, but just didn't do it. But I would write a lot.
Okay.
Like, just free writing,
Mhm.
That's the way I knew how to express myself. I feel like as a child, I had a lot of pain, didn't know how to deal with it.
Okay.
But writing was always like an outlet for me.
That's sick. Was it kind of like poetry or just kind of journaling?
Both.
Okay.
Because sometimes it was like, I just wasn't rhyming. It's just like, this is how I know how to express myself,
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cool, man. That you have, that you figured out that outlet quick.
Yeah.
It
It was dope. I even ended up showing him shit, And then he's like, dude, you should rap.
That's sick.
And I was like, all right, fuck it.
It's like we need beats.
That's all it took. That's all it took was just him to be like, you should rap. And I was like, okay.
That's dope as fuck, bro.
Yeah, we would try to record off Turtle Beach headphones and shit.
What the fuck?
we
You would
had-
use the microphone on the
Yeah.
Turtle Beach thing?
Into this some fuck because at that point in high school they gave us Chromebooks,
Mhm.
so we had Chromebooks. So we were like there was online places you could record
On
through
a
through
URL,
a browser,
on
yeah.
a page. What the fuck?
So we were like fucking around with that, man. We had a Blue Yeti or a Snowball or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And then we had like hella USB mics from freaking Amazon, like hanging them
Damn.
in the closet, like
Just seeing which one sounds
Yeah,
better.
we're like
Count-
15
countless
and-
sleepless
Oh
nights.
my
yeah.
God, bro.
We're staring there like, what the fuck is an EQ? And we're like Googling for hours. And they're like, he would come back, you figured it out yet? I was like, nah, man, I'm just as lost as I
Oh
was.
my God.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
And we
bro.
just kept doing that. And then eventually we just got better.
you figure it out. Like what are the artists that are taking this serious? Like you kind of figured out like what equipment are they using, or like what do I need?
A lot of it was just like we wanted to make shit.
Mhm.
And we didn't know any better. I was using my fucking Google Pixel
Oh, yeah.
like phone. And we
Bro.
were doing whatever. What were we editing on before?
Sony Vegas.
Sony Vegas is what we used to edit on.
Oh fuck.
It was like a free. I don't know. How,
Yeah, it's cracked.
it
Actually,
was cracked.
Oh, it's like
Sony
a-
Vegas.
we cracked it. Yeah,
It was
that's
like
how
some
we got
software?
it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I remember, same bro. I was kind of on the same thing where, I was always, I'd be with the homies. They'd always be like, "Pass Weez the mic," He'll play the music. I kind of always had an ear for what people liked, and I'd mix it up with some old school shit and then just like the new shit. But, I remember before I even considered like actually wasting money on getting like a controller, I had a little MPC app on my phone. It was called like I forgot what it was, but it was for iPhones, and I would make beats on there, bro, for like damn near a whole year, and I could just save them, and I would play
Oh,
them.
you could actually save beats on it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
You could save that shit, just like save them to your files. But I was using that for a long time, man. Like before even. It
You
was
were
like
flipping samples in there.
I didn't know how to do that, bro. It
Okay.
was literally just with what they had. You know?
Just their one shots that they had.
Yeah,
on there?
they had
Okay.
one shots. They had like a couple of instruments on there too, and then you just do the 16, the 16, and it breaks it down. And I just try to fuck with it.
That's cool.
But it was sick. It was sick. Yeah, man. It was pretty much just like that. Just old school music definitely inspired me as well.
And how'd you get into old school music?
Oh man, it was late. I can tell you it was hella late. It was hella late. Also, it was like in high school. Like no one really. I think one friend I could credit, bro, and I don't even know where he's at right now. Like
Shit.
yeah,
You gotta find him.
yeah, his name was Kirk.
Shout out to Kirk.
And yeah,
Kirk,
he
where
came
you
from.
at? Where you at, Kirk?
Yeah, he came from
Kirk,
like
we know you're watching. Leave a comment
Yeah.
right now.
he was from like a military fam, so I know he was in the military. But this dude, it was hella funny because when I first met him, he was a quiet guy, and then I swear, bro, like within 3 months, I think he had told me he had moved to Tracy. It was his first year, but he was hella cool. And then out of nowhere, this dude just started getting tatted.
Oh shit.
Like in high school, he just started coming with a tattoo and more tattoos and shit. Then like, bro, like before at the end of the year, he had like a few tattoos on him already. But I would always play music, I'd have my, off my phone when we're walking around. And he was like, this is like the first time I ever heard it. He was like, hey, play "Passing Me By" Farside. I was like, all right, sure. Then when I played it and I heard that shit, I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Because it was the same thing, bro. I was playing Weez, Mac Miller, fucking Odd Future. I was big on Odd Future and like Earl and like Damo Genesis. It's like that's still probably one of my favorite rappers. But yeah, when he played "Passing Me By," I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened, bro. I looked up Farside. Oh shit, Tribe Called Quest. Oh shit, fucking like you said, Pete Rock. Oh
Yeah.
shit, fucking Mos Def. You got everybody. Black
Yeah.
Star. Like
Black Star.
yeah, yeah. But it was in high school, bro. Hella late. And then, because, my family's super Latino. They were just playing corridos. And then
Yeah.
my older sister, she would play like Mac Dre and like Omarion back in the day. Like
Uh-huh.
B2K and
Yeah.
fucking just all that, All the fucking early 2000s R&B. And then we lived in the Bay Area, so she would play some fucking like the Jacka and shit like that also.
Oh, nice.
But that was that era. So I had to kind of figure out the old school myself, because they weren't even, that wasn't on the radar, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kirk.
Kirk, bro, wherever you are, bro, shout out to you. You damn near may
Shout
have been
out.
the reason I'm a
Yeah.
producer right now.
Shout out, Kirk.
You know?
One sentence. Your whole life
You said,
changed.
boom, look up, Passing Me By. Yeah.
The Far Side. Wow.
And that put me on to every single, everything I know about it, I still got a lot to learn. There's a lot of fucking dope ass 90s rappers I still don't even know about, bro.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
there's
I feel like
endless.
that. Oh yeah. I feel like the
Endless.
list is endless.
Yeah.
How about like older music, older than '90s?
That was when I started making music. Like when I started producing is when I fucking actually started really sitting down and like for hours listening to like, bro, I bought this vinyl and I had a little old vinyl, fucking player. And I'd listen to that and it'd be like one side at a time though. I'd just buy one and I'd have it for like a month, and I wouldn't even know when I was going to buy another one. But here's the thing. I would just play it and then I'd look it up on YouTube, I'd look, cause I didn't have a fucking, I had
Yeah.
no idea how to sample
Sample
or
it, yeah.
I had no idea what any of that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just play, if it wasn't on that, I would just be on countless fucking YouTube fucking platforms that post old
Yeah.
records, or I'd just be YouTubing
Shout
it.
out to those, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah,
those.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know.
And then that was when I was like really sitting down, bro, and it'd be like, oh, we got this whole entire fucking 1980s record. It's like 40 minutes long. Fuck it, I'm running through it.
Yeah,
you
40-minute long records. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'll just play it. Or yeah, like I said, it'd just be one fucking track at a time until you find something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was when I started listening to older shit.
That's what's up.
So when did you learn the sampling to start sampling like that?
That was when I bought the MPC, man.
Okay.
And that was crazy because I've never felt, like shit's always a phase. I remember I wanted to be a skater when I was in like middle school, so bad, bro. But I'd keep on getting hurt, and I was like, what, this is not for me. It ended up being a phase.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was just different things, bro. I remember I tried to buy a guitar one time, and I don't even want to say that was what got me into music, because I bought the guitar when I was younger, and I thought I wanted to play it, and then I was like, what, it's not for me. So that was when I was like, I'm going through little phases, I'm trying to figure out who I was. But I did in 6th grade, bro. I remember. Shit, man, I don't even know what the question was anymore. But
When did you get into like sampling?
that's right. I just remember that. Oh man, yeah. So pretty much in 6th grade, middle school, once I started playing like violin, that was my first introduction.
Oh
yeah.
shit, man!
Yeah.
Violin.
6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, I was playing violin. I'm fucking lit. I was hella zoned out. But yeah, I started playing violin, and that was I couldn't read music. I still can't read music, but I just knew that I had a knack for finding notes and just like naturally learning how to play the song just by ear.
Wow. Okay.
So I think that is what kind of got me into like, okay, I know what sounds good in my opinion, and then sometimes people agree with me. So when I'd find records and shit like that for sampling, I'm like, this is gonna be fire. This sounds like some Weez shit. This sounds like some Mac shit, and then I just give it a shot. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I got into sampling.
So how do you sample now? Do you go from YouTube to MP3, or are you going straight into your sampler, or how do you do it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do, bro. I'll download whatever I find on YouTube, or a sample pack.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time it's YouTube because I don't want to. Splice is dope as fuck. I fuck with Splice so heavy. But sometimes I'll be like, ah, man, I want to use this, but I feel like I've heard it somewhere.
Someone's used it.
For
sure.
So I'll go on YouTube,
Not
bro.
for sure, but yeah, it's pretty. I've heard Splice samples, freaking Hit Boy and Nas.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. But I have two. I have definitely two. You'll see like bigger artists, and they just flip
I'm like,
it.
I've used that.
Yeah.
Like I use that one.
Yeah, you could flip them for sure, hella crazy. But I'll pretty much go on YouTube for sure, and I'll just look for independent,
Yeah.
tracks and records, and then if I fuck with it heavy, or I'll just find a fucking. I always listen to it for like the first 30 seconds, and if I don't, I'm like, next one. But sometimes you got to listen for the bridge or something,
Yeah.
and I got to get used to that,
Yeah.
But I'll do that just to go straight to, whether it's like YouTube to MP3 or some other one, because sometimes it's like it's not working right now,
Yeah.
And then from there I'll just upload it to my DAW, chop it up, and then
And you use the MPC DAW.
yep, it's called MPC Beats.
Yeah.
And then I got the homie Tony. He's doing it now, man. He bought an MPC,
nice.
and I'm kind of showing him like
I
the ropes.
I seen him posted on his story.
It's sick. But yeah, I'll put it on MPC Beats.
He got like a gold one, didn't he?
Bro, he has the exact same one I have, but the first model. But it's
Uh-huh.
like it has like a gold fucking like faceplate. I
That's fire.
didn't even know they had that, or you can do that. But yeah, that's exactly what I'll do, bro. I'll do it on there. I'll chop it up, and then I feel like that's always the coolest part, because
Okay.
you'll have an idea for something, and then as you're chopping it up to try to get there, you'll be like, oh fuck, this sounds way better.
Yeah.
Have you ever made something just damn near by accident,
All the time.
and you're like, bro, I don't know how to remake this?
When I'm chopping, everything's by accident. I'm just like, I'm literally button mashing until something sounds sick. Like
That's fucking
something's
crazy.
gonna happen. I know it. I know something's gonna happen.
What the fuck? You're fucking. It's like believe in the heart of the cards type shit.
Yeah,
bro.
I was
Believe.
like-
You got to have faith. In
I
the
just
record.
know once my hand touches it, something's gonna happen.
These hands make gold. Damn it.
I don't know, but like, I'm sure outside looking in, it looks like I'm tweaking. I'm just like, fucking spamming hella
That's
buttons.
sick. Okay.
But yeah, that's how I do it.
That's so dope, bro.
So you're not like spamming like that?
Nah, I'll hear a part of the song, and I'll be like, sometimes it's already laid out for you, and I'll be like, I'm gonna chop this up,
Yeah.
and then maybe space it out, or maybe I'll figure out how to put some percussion in there, but I'll already have an idea of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So
So you
and
already
then-
have like a segment.
Yeah, I'll have a
Yeah.
segment that I want to use, and sometimes I'll be like, all right, let me chop it into four slices, and I'll be like, all right, this sounds cool. Maybe I want to, manipulate it a little more, and then I'll do like 16, and then when I'm in there, I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this ends here now, and then I'll be like, that sounds way
16
crazier.
levels?
Yeah, just 16 slices, it'll be
Oh,
like
okay,
16,
okay.
chopped into, it'll be the same sample, just cut into 16.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then, yeah, I don't even know how to, like.
No, I do that too
you-
sometimes.
you know-
Sometimes you just have that 4-bar loop, and I'm like, that's fire.
Yeah, exactly. It'll
I
be
need that,
that's
yeah.
a perfect example. It'll be like a 4-bar loop, and then you can chop it up into four little segments, or
Yeah.
to manipulate it more, you can do like micro chops. When you do it, like little micro chops for the same fucking segment is when you can really go crazy,
Yeah.
And that's for me when it happens.
Oh, okay.
I'll know what I'm looking for, but if I chop it up small enough, I'll find shit by accident. I'm like, this sounds damn near way better. Or I could run this part and then add that part after.
Okay. Like segments, like sections.
Exactly.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much how it goes. And then a lot of YouTube learning how to do it as well.
Yeah.
I just saw this one on YouTube, bro, where it's like how to make it sound like in an infinite loop. And it was like something that Jay Dilla would do a lot of the time, where he'd find like a vocal sample and he'd flip it, and it's damn near just playing on an infinite loop, and then he'll play like the bass over it, and then the snares. There's a lot of songs,
okay.
a lot of famous songs where he does it, and I could probably even send you it. I'll send you the video.
Okay.
Where this producer is like, yeah,
Like players like that.
exactly, like players, and it's just like damn near just going for the whole, like it damn near stretches.
I
But
understand,
that's like him, he's like playing that sample in a loop where it almost seems seamless,
Oh, okay.
But there's other songs where he does that too, that are better examples. Ah, man.
It's all right. Okay. I'm interested in that.
I'm gonna send you the video. I'm
right.
gonna send you the video. It's this guy pretty much breaking it down. He's a producer,
Oh, okay.
and I think he even makes one. But YouTubing shit like that, bro. Just how to chop up things,
Mhm.
or how to.
So you said after violin.
Yeah.
You did violin. How long? How long
Bro,
did you do that?
I did it for 3 years. I did it in 6th grade, 7th,
Oh, okay. You
7th
did say
grade, and
that.
8th grade, and it was only because it was at the end of the year. I heard they go to Great America. I swear, bro.
Hell
that
yeah.
was the only reason, bro. I'm not even lying. Me and my 4 homies, we all signed up. We're like, fuck it, you just play for the violin,
Yeah.
and then you go in, and it was cool, bro.
Wait, you did it just for the trip?
Just for the trip, bro. Just for the fucking trip.
Hey,
Great America.
That's cool. It's not even like a bad thing. I've done the same thing too. I joined the Asian Youth Club,
Yeah.
Oh man.
so I could go to Six Flags.
What the hell, bro?
Yeah.
Are
It's
you
the
like-
same shit.
Yeah,
That's hella funny.
Asian Youth Club. You said? Are you got a little Asian in you?
No,
Man.
nah, but hey, I was there. What's up? Allied.
Okay, that is fire.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. That's dope as fuck.
What you doing there? Talk
Uh,
about how Asians are cool.
I don't know. Like it was, everybody was Asian, of course, right?
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
And
You wanted to learn. They were embracing it.
we didn't even do shit. I don't even know what the fuck we were supposed to do.
You're just hanging out.
I just remember they're just like, oh, we're going to Six Flags, and I was like, oh, we're going to Six Flags. Fuck yeah, let's go.
So it was just a group of homies, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Okay.
wait. They definitely did that.
No way. What do you mean?
They definitely did that. They got a whole bunch of Asian homies. We're like, bro, if we make a club, we can do a field trip.
Oh, that's
They're
lit.
cooking.
That's
They're
lit.
cooking.
That's lit, bro. That's a good idea.
But you were saying my
Bro,
fault.
no, it's dope because we did it, and it's hella funny because it's just for me and my 3 other homies, completely uninterested in music,
Yeah.
and we get in there, and then I remember, we all have our violins now. We're all ready. The teacher teaches us, bro. It's crazy because this is all, I know it all still like the back of my hand. They'll be like, all right, this is the G string, this is the D string, this is the A string, and this is the E string, and like, they each fucking play. A certain one is lower, moderate, high, and then the highest. And then it was just fucking crazy because I don't know how to read music, bro. I just learned just by sound. Okay, this is what they all sound like. This is this one with when I apply on this fret. This is this one. And then it seemed like everybody that was in that class had already had, like, probably in elementary schoolers, like, they were like, their parents already knew they wanted to fucking make music.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of, like, even on day one, star students, bro. Like, this Asian chick was killing it, bro. And then this other little Mexican dude, I remember he was like fucking, like, he was crazy, bro. He would play the violin, and then, like, there was other instruments, and he just fucking killed it on the piano. And I was like, damn. And I remember, just be with the homies. We never really took it serious. But on the days where we had to learn how to play songs, we would play them. It was like a 40-minute class. We'd play the songs. We'd maybe like 2 songs at a time. We'd play them both over and over again. And then at the end of the week, he would test all of us, bro, and have each of us play the song individually, bro. The whole day was just this dude playing, maybe it'll be like 16 bars of this song. And then this...
To the whole class?
Yeah, to the whole class. Everyone play this
shit.
segment of the song. And I did not know how to read music, bro. So I just put the paper in front of me, and then I swear, bro, it was just by ear. I would hear everybody play it enough to by the time it got to me, I was like, I got this, and I just fucking play it, bro, on the same beat, on the same fucking...
Okay.
And my teacher was hella funny because he knew already, bro. He was like, dog, you should just learn how to read the music. I was like, I don't know how, bro. These are letters and numbers. This is like math. I'm not good at math, bro.
Yeah.
I still don't know, bro. I still do not know what the fucking signs mean, bro. Do any of you?
Yeah, I do.
You know how to read
Nah.
music.
Yeah.
That's
This guy's the goat right here.
crazy.
This guy's the goat right here.
You know how to read. You can play it essentially.
I could. I'm not good at playing the piano or anything.
But you know how to find them. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, this is this key. I don't know how to do that.
Like I know my scales and shit. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do any of that, bro. It was all by ear.
you know,
And then-
I just like geeked out for a week, and I was like, I want to, like, you just get hyper fixated. I'm like, I'm gonna learn this.
Bro, I feel like my teacher could have been like, dude, you never learned how to play. You never learned. You never learned how to read music. Like, why would I get you in 7th grade and 8th grade again? But I just kept on,
Yeah.
He was just like, fuck it, you playing it, you're not making it sound bad. Because, bro, we'd have concerts. I remember we had like 2 concerts. One at the what the fuck was that? In the middle of the year.
Yeah.
And then one at the end of the year. So I remember we did one in class at the school, and then one at this big concert with other schools where we'd compete, and then we'd go to Great America after. But I remember, bro, like, the teacher was like, make sure everyone's on point. I remember he'd be fucking strict. Like, yo, this is in front of other schools. We're going to play these songs. Like, he would apply the pressure, bro. He'd let us
Yeah.
know how serious this is.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got to make me look good as well. Because they're going to be like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it was the funding,
Maybe it was the funding.
Like,
Yeah.
they got to know where this shit's going.
Oh, well, if you
'Cause
guys
he was
play,
really trying.
if you guys play bad, then obviously they know that he's not teaching nobody.
Exactly. But he was a dope-ass teacher, bro. His name was Mr. McMillan, bro.
Oh, cool.
And he was sick as fuck. He was a funny-ass dude. He made it hella fun. And then, yeah, like
You
I
didn't
said,
play any instruments after that?
no, it was just violin. And then, like I said, I think I could still play it now just off muscle memory. I'm sure I could pick it up, if I
Yeah.
tried.
You got to. You got to bring it back in the production.
That'd be sick.
Bro, whip it out in the fucking live performance,
That'd be
dude.
fucking
Imagine you just spit a hot
crazy.
16 fucking, and then do a violin solo.
That'd be fucking
You're
sick.
unstoppable.
Studious as fuck.
For
That'd be
reals,
pretty
man.
dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
On your beat?
bro, what's crazy is that as fast as I learned how to play violin, I feel like I want to buy a bass guitar so bad because I feel like it would be very similar.
Mm,
I could just learn just off sound,
I can see it.
and then I'm not gonna say it's the easy, but for me it seems like it might be one of the easiest to start. 4 fucking
3 strings.
Is
yeah.
it 3 strings or 4?
I think there's 2 versions.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't-
I have,
You're
a,
right,
I have
you're
a
right.
5 one that I was
Oh,
learning for a
5?
minute. I was learning for a minute. Shout out Miguel, my homie Miguel. He sold it to me for $50.
That's crazy.
Clean ass white guitar,
Mhm.
5-string bass guitar. And I was trying to learn it, but it just life shit happens. It's like, okay, I can't learn the fucking bass guitar right now.
Yeah,
Got
bro.
shit going on.
I feel it.
But it was definitely like, if I was to learn any, I think the bass it satisfies me the right way.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I can see.
Same, bro. Yeah, when I was
Fucking
playing.
slap bass. Yeah.
Yeah. So bro, it was the 3 years. 3 years that he was like, fuck it, bro. You can play the songs. Seems like you like it enough to learn. Try that hard. So he let me
Right.
just pull up all 3 years. I signed everything.
Dang, you went 3 years, not knowing how to read music, but you played in a band.
That's
I
crazy.
I
That is
tried,
crazy,
bro.
man.
I promise I tried, bro. I promise I would try to learn.
You were good enough to not to tell you like, yo, don't play.
Dog,
like they weren't telling you that.
There
so.
was segments. There was first violin, which was like the best violin players would be like, all right, they're gonna play the lead segment. Then there'd
Mhm.
be second violin, and then there'd be third violin playing like the chorus, I remember in a couple of songs he was like, fuck it, bro, first violin, you can do it. Like, why
Yeah.
not? And that was when I was like, this is sick. I think I got a natural, knack for music.
Nice. That's
And then
crazy.
for sure.
So that's
That
where
was-
it started.
That's where it started. And then high school, bro, I was just not trying to look like a fucking nerd. I was just really, that's when I think guys and women are like, man, let me see what I'm about,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Trying to find yourself.
Try to
right now.
find yourself type shit. So I was like, let me not do music. Let me not be in the band, Let me try to be in sports. Didn't work.
What'd you do in sports?
And I didn't. I'd go to fucking. I remember I did like conditioning. It was always conditioning, bro. But I never stuck with it.
Oh,
It
okay.
was always conditioning for like track and field or football or basketball. And then I was like, nah. But I remember, yeah, bro. It was just around there where I was like, let me focus more on kicking it with the homies and just say no. It was always at the end of the day bumping some dope ass music.
Yeah.
It was always like that, just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, bro, I think through high school it was just me, like I said, figuring out dope ass artists. I think it was probably just me not even knowing it, getting inspired by all this sick ass music, and then eventually I just got into it,
Yeah.
But I didn't continue doing violin or anything. I'm sure I would have fucking
Killed it.
Yeah, and eventually got into other instruments. That would have been sick as fuck. Bro, I know there's a lot of artists, bro, that like that. Jimi Hendrix can't fucking, he would just play it. I heard he didn't even know how to read music or anything either.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. Oh no, Prince knew like freaking every instrument in the world.
That's fucking crazy. That is insane.
Yeah, he
Right.
just learned them all. He's like,
That's
and
insane.
the MPC.
No way.
Yeah, he didn't have seen his MPC.
Yeah,
It's like all purple.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a purple one.
They have it in a museum. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Imagine
Prince's MPC.
I'll take time out of my day to go see that.
I would too. That's a
my
bucket list. I need to see
God,
it
bro.
in my life.
So I knew for sure that he could play damn near every instrument. That's
Yeah.
fucking insane too. That's a flex, man.
Yeah. What's going on with you nowadays on the weed smoking? What you be burning these ways?
Oh man, it's definitely not sponsored, bro. But it's always it's always fucking backwards, man. That's always my smoke preference.
Yeah. I noticed ever since I met you, I was always backwards.
Yeah.
So hey, kept it authentic forever.
Yeah, I don't even know how
with
it
your
happened,
black
bro.
ass lungs.
You don't even know how it happened.
That's hey man. I try to work out as much as frequently as I can
I
because
love
of
them.
that, bro.
I love them. I just quit them maybe like. It has to be 2 months already.
Okay.
Just
2 months.
2 months.
Okay, I'm up from this point forward. If I see you
2
with
months.
one,
Whenever Soul had took our pictures when we went up to Tracy, and I
Mhm.
had
Oh,
that
yeah.
backwood
I
roll right
passed
there.
it.
Oh, there you
Blame
go.
it
That
on
was the
this
last.
guy.
That was the last wood. That was the last wood ever.
For the video on your birthday.
Yeah. That was
okay.
that was the last wood I ever had, and then I still had a 5-pack of woods in my car that I bought, and then they're still there. Never touched them.
That's fine.
No, it's just like joints.
so like, are you dedicated to this, or is this something that I
You know,
should call you out on? Like if I see you smoking a wood,
Nah. Come on, I'm every blue moon, because I'll hit it, but like I haven't. I'll hit
There
it,
you
but
go.
I haven't.
Okay.
There you
So
go.
you're not like
He won't roll one. He won't roll one.
I'm not gonna roll one.
but you have 5.
I have 5. If somebody needs to roll one, go ahead.
Mm.
I'm not gonna roll one. If you're smoking a wood and you want to pass it to me, I'm not gonna hit it.
That's
No.
rude. It's rude if you say no. It's rude.
Is it
It
not?
would be it would be rude to say no.
I
I've
guess
said no. I'm sorry.
I know. I've rejected
said no.
woods because it's like I just like the burn of the paper. I feel
Okay.
like let me tell myself like no more tobacco.
Mm.
And it was mainly that no more tobacco.
Oh, so it's like
nicotine.
a discipline thing
yeah
for
yeah
you, just to know you can like, hey.
yeah. Even
off.
if I want to hit the wood, I'm not gonna hit it just because
Uh-huh.
like if I hit it, it'll be like a special occasion.
Yeah.
Like a cigar. Like
Yeah.
Cigar, yeah.
what about cigar? You ever tried a cigar?
I have like once, bro.
How was
and
that?
it was in Lake Tahoe with the homies. We go snowboarding every year, and then we went to a casino, and there was this sick ass room that just had hundreds, maybe even thousands of cigars.
Oh shit.
And this like older guy who was kind of tubby, kind of looked like Santa Claus, like a beard, bro. But he was like sick ass gold glasses with the chain, and he was smoking a cigar. And this dude knew everything about cigars, bro. And he was like, I was like, bro, I probably want to spend like $25 at most, because I don't want to buy a cheap ass cigar, but I also don't. I'm not gonna buy a fucking $300 cigar.
Right.
Like, let me just buy something that's gonna be like, this is a cool cigar. And then we all bought one, and then bro, I smoked it, and I tried to hit it, my dumb ass, like a blunt, and I hit that shit, went, and I damn near thought like I was gonna cough out blood, bro. I was like, like I coughed out.
Oh man.
But it was so harsh and so painful, man. It was like crushed glass, damn near. I was like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. I hit it and it was so bad, and my homies were like, nah, bro, you puff it, and I guess you hold it in your mouth. I'm like, I don't understand. You like puff it, and you just like,
And you let it out.
yeah, you do not let it go to your lungs. Apparently, you just hold it long enough to fucking stay there, and you let it out, and I guess it just gives you a natural high. Eventually, I don't know how.
Yeah.
you know,
I don't know. I've never tried one.
bro.
Yeah.
And I hit it like 5 times, and I just fucking threw it away.
You're sick of it?
It was a waste of fucking $25.
I feel like they do like I feel like tobacco product because I'll hit the black and mild. That's I'm telling you I love the nicotine. I love the tobacco.
Yeah.
If I'm drinking one night and I'm just feeling it, black and mild is in vicinity, then I'm gonna light that black and mild up.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? That cigar shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would try a cigar too, but damn,
You've had it before?
I can
You've tried
I
one?
can imagine because I've hit tobacco products like how
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, you know what?
So
I think about I've smoked like a black and mild too.
I know it fucking. I know that shit
But
must
black
have
and
been
mild are
crucial.
smooth, bro. Like I said, it's mild, bro.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could actually.
That's what I'm saying. I can
you could
only
slightly inhale it.
imagine the fucking cigar.
Bro, it's crazy as fuck, dog. And it's like, just fucking, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Just like coarse cut ass
Yeah.
tobacco. So when it's like on fire, it's like fucking really on fire when you hit it.
That's crazy.
And then now that I'm thinking about it, bro, like I should have fucking just split that shit and then.
Oh, bro.
That would've
Yeah,
been
you know what?
crazy.
You know
Probably
what?
would've made it taste crazy.
That's the next time I'll fucking hit a fucking blunt is when we roll a fucking cigar.
Yeah,
When
someone-
we cut
someone
open
gets
a cigar and fucking that's when I'll hit the fucking cigar.
Yo, that's
That's
crazy.
fire. That's a good idea. Is that not a thing yet?
It is. No, that's for
yeah.
sure. There's a lot of companies that they do like fucking can of cigars.
Oh, okay.
Sick as fuck.
You be on sativa indica?
Definitely. Bro, I used to not even care. I used to not give a fuck. Like fucking weed is weed. But now, indica for sure, bro. Just cause like I gotta be moving, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said indica, right? I was like,
Yeah,
I was,
yeah, yeah.
I was like, back in the day, bro. Like I said, I'd always get them, just fucking like
Yeah.
whatever. It doesn't matter what I get. And then I started getting like the hybrids, and then eventually I was like, man, let me just stick to sativa. But I used to not even care
Mm-hmm.
for sure, like sativa.
Wax?
No, bro. My older brother only smokes wax. He's like committed to that. That's his preference.
He's made it to that.
Bro, yeah, and he'll smoke tree. I mean, like every blue moon too. But he's a big dabber.
Yeah.
Bro, I buy him a Puffco, and it was like this limited edition one. And I'm not even joking, bro. I cashed out like $350 on it. I gave it to him, and he was like, "Bro, like, I like it, but I smoke so much that I'm gonna have to be cleaning this thing every day." And I don't want to take it apart and like be careful with the expensive ass equipment in there. He was like, bro, I'm just a glass and torch guy. I was like, fuck, all right, bro, all right. So I ended up selling it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do dabs, bro, because my first time ever doing dabs, it was on my 18th birthday, that week at least. And we were gonna go to San Francisco to this 18 and I think it was 18 and older, 18 and up club. And then I took a dab before my homies picked me up. And, bro, I'm not even joking. I went, like, nonverbal. I took the dab with my older brother. My older brother gave me the dab, bro. You be your own people.
Hey,
The dad would do it to you.
Bro, it was my first time ever taking a dab. And I was only probably,
Oh,
like,
man.
a year into smoking tree. And I did the dab, bro. And I'm not even lying, bro. I was, like, I couldn't even talk. I was just so past the point of lit, like, uncontrollable for me. That I was like, oh shit, my homies are here, and I just hopped out of my brother's car and hopped into their car. My bad.
very good.
Hopped out of my brother's car, I hopped into their car, and then as we're driving, we're already pulling up to SF, and I'm like, bro, I left my fucking keys and my wallet with my ID in my brother's car. And all my homies were there. They had plans to meet up with shorties, and I was like, you know what, bro, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna stay in the car, and just smoke this, smoke this little. It wasn't a wood back then. It was something like probably like a fucking Swisher. But I was like, yeah, but it was like, I know, exactly.
I was heavy on swishers.
If it wasn't-
Soul would be pissed if I was rolling swishers in his fucking house.
Me too.
He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? That's
Like-
not a Dutch.
Like, yeah. I don't think I was smoking Dutches back then. It was either that. Do you guys remember like White Owls?
Yeah.
White Owls?
Yeah, yeah.
It was probably one of those. But, man, it was probably one of the worst days back then of my life because all my homies were like, fuck, bro, we're here for you. You can't even get in.
Damn.
We got shorties waiting on us. And I was like, y'all go ahead. I don't even feel bad. But I just remember I was in the car lit as fuck. Like, this, like, fuck, man. So embarrassed.
Yeah.
So I was like, never again. I'll never do dabs. I've done dabs again, but that was what, made me realize that shit's on another level.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, bro.
Well, listen, man, we're about an hour and 10 minutes in.
Oh, lit. Okay.
You have anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
I just want to say big shout out to the Slowburncrew, Mage, Donnie Blue. True story. I met them as Shortage and Chuda.
Damn,
But-
that's crazy. That's true. Yeah.
But I love how they've evolved, man, because it's been a 360 evolution, with the music, with the work they're putting in, with the platform they've built. And it's dope as fuck to be here, finally. I'm Iron Chef Weez. Shout out to the 209 coming out of Tracy, California. I made a project called Argue
Yep.
With Yourself, and
Yes,
I dropped
sir.
it last month.
Yes, sir.
And it's 5 tracks. I
Great
produced
work.
it all myself. Thank you, bro. So y'all should check that shit out. And I'm going to make new music. And like I said, bro, send me that track. And yeah, we're long overdue for some music, man.
It's true.
So that's really about it for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the SlowBurnHour, episode 20-something. I can't really tell you for sure.
But I can tell you we're being hella consistent right now.
That's right.
Hey, man,
When you lose
ask your
count.
mama. We're here. That's it.
Iron Chef Weez,
Come
everybody.
on now. Underdog shit.